Okay, looking at number 11 on the practice worksheet for graphing exponential functions, we've got an a of -1, a b of 3, the base is 3, the h, because this is x minus h and we don't see anything up there in the exponent, that means the h is 0 because x minus 0 is still x. And then the k is the constant being added to the end, which is a positive 1. So the b is greater than 1. That makes this an exponential growth function. The asymptote is y equals k, and our k is 1. So we can dash that horizontal asymptote on the graph at y equals 1. Okay, then the domain of all exponential functions, not just this one, is -infinity to +infinity. And the range, because we've had a reflection in the x-axis, the a is negative. We're starting at -infinity and heading to that horizontal asymptote at +1. Okay, transformations, we're going to start with the anchor points of the parent graph. And the parent graph was y equals 3 to the x. And the anchor points then are 0, 1, 1 comma b, which is a 3, and -1 reciprocal of b, which would be 1/3. Okay, then we're going to multiply the y values by a, which is -1. So we multiply 1 times -1 to get -1. 3 times -1 is -3. And then 1/3 times -1 is a -1/3. Okay, then the h is 0, so there's no sense adding 0 to all the x coordinates. They're going to turn out to be just the same as what they are. So instead we'll skip the h and go to the k, where we add k equals 1 to each of the y values. So the x's all stay the same, and -1 plus 1 is 0. Then -3 plus 1 is -2, and -1/3 plus 1 would be 2/3. And we'll go ahead and plot those points then at the origin. 1, -2, and then -1, 2/3. So we want to pick x values to find the coordinates of 2 more guide points. So as I head to the right here, we know 0, 1, so let's find the point when x is equal to 2. So we have -3 raised to the x power plus 1 would be -9 plus 1, which is -8. So 2 comma -8 would be on this graph. If I pick a point to the left, I know that's going to be really, really close to y equals 1. And you could do that if you want to get another point there, but it's going to be really, really small. Instead, I think I'm going to go for 1.5 to get myself another guide point between this big jump from -2 to -8. So if I put in -3 to the 1.5 power plus 1, I'm going to evaluate that in my calculator. So -3 raised to the 1.5. That's pretty blurry. Let's see if we can sharpen that up. So -3 to the 1.5 power plus 1 is equal to approximately, because we're going to have to round, -4.2. Okay, so we come over here to 1.5 and down to -4 and a little bit, and then we can sketch that along the asymptote, bend through these guide points and head down to negative infinity.